Back to another Modest Day video. And before we get into the video, there's a few things I want to say. First, I am not the modest police. I love modesty and everything that comes with it. I love the beginning stage of modesty. I love the figuring it out stage of modesty, and the I'm still working on this stage of modesty. And I just want you guys to know that I'm figuring it out too, and I'm learning as well. And this is not a place of being perfect, right? This is a place of being intentional with not just how we are, but how we walk, talk, and dress. And I'm your host today, Modest K. Today, I wanted to talk about my testimony growing up. Excuse the noise. I really do apologize. It's literally it did pretty good. It's literally like 4 feet of snow outside, and it's literally like 4 feet of snow outside, and they're trying to clean it up out there. And yeah, so they're shoveling, they're using those things you use for snow. I don't know what it is, but that's what they're using. So please excuse the noise, I apologize. But this video is for women who felt counted out, and I want to give my testimony. I want to show women, I don't want women to feel alone, right? I don't want certain women to feel alone. Like your childhood, you were always the one who was not the favored, who was misunderstood, who was labeled difficult, who was isolated in family, who always felt unseen. And I want to talk about that. I want to tell you my story and how I overcame and how I'm still overcoming and how God brought me out. So let's get into the video. If you see me looking down, I really need notes for this because I can go on and I don't want to go on. I want this to be short, straight to the point, and I want it to be helpful. So I have to make sure that I'm not going on and on. So I have bullet points and I have to look. So it says, when I was younger, I was angry. People always wanted to silence me. So when I was younger, I always had a voice, and I've always seen things a little different, very observant to how people are with other people and emotions. Like I can literally, like, to this day, I'm just very observant, especially with people. Like I can look on somebody's face and I can tell how they feel, or I can tell when someone's lying, just like things like that. Very good with discernment when I'm using it correctly, if that makes sense. But since I was younger, I was very good with those things, and I had a strong opinion, you know. Like I really stand on, when I was young, I would stand on things that was right. So I never liked the things when people were being mistreated, so I would stand up. So when I was younger, my family did not like that. They did not like me having opinions. They wanted the opposite, you know. So I would speak up about things, and my family would want to silence me, to the point that when I was 1 year old, if you know what a 1-year-old child looks like, that's pretty young. I got slapped at the age of 1, and it's something that now that I'm older, I don't, you know, my mom told me this and family members told me this and things like that, and that's not cool, you know. And it's like, if I'm 1, I don't even know what I'm doing. If I was talking at the age of 1, I don't know what I'm doing, and it's like I'm learning. So it's like that's already told me, that already shows you that someone don't, you know, like that I wasn't loved the way that I should have been loved from family and people. Wasn't protected by people who should have been protecting me. So yeah, anytime I would say anything, I was always wrong. Kayla always got something smart to say. Kayla this, Kayla that. Nothing good. And it made me very angry. And not having my father in my life made me even more angry. And I just didn't understand things. And it's because I was young, right? So when you're young, you think you know things, but you don't. And you don't understand things. So you turn it into, you're moving off emotions. Because that's what children do. My son, he is 2 years old. When he gets upset, he's upset. But he doesn't know that it's okay. Like, I have to tell him that, right? So it's like I was a child. And instead of being treated like a child, I was treated very like, she's disrespectful, she thinks she's grown. No. Imagine if, and instead of building me up because you've seen the strength that I had, I was tear down, you know. And It caused me to lie, steal, move out of anger. And I didn't feel like a good person, because if you hear all your life that you're bad, then that's how you would see yourself. And that's how I see myself. I didn't see myself as a good girl. I see myself as just the opposite of that. And it's because of what people kept saying about me. So I would steal, I would fight, I would lie, I would do these things because I was angry, you know. And I had to put up these walls to protect myself. Mind you, I'm so used to people talking down on me, right? So because I would speak up, right? So I would stay quiet. I silenced my own self. They didn't have the power to do that. I did that on my own. I silenced myself, and I said, I'm just gonna be quiet. And being quiet still ain't get me nowhere anyway, but I said I'm gonna be quiet. So then it turned into anger, and anger turned into me fighting, because instead of talking to you, I ain't about to say no words, we're just gonna fight, right? And it made me very just angry, and I hate it. I'm gonna be honest with you, still to this day, every time I fought, even when I was younger, I hated it. It's not nothing I ever praised, because I hated the feeling of hurting someone, and I hated the feeling of how it made me feel. It made me feel very different, right? Like, why can't I just be like everybody else? And why am I fighting, you know? And it was a way to defend myself inside. I was always counted out, never the favorite, and always the opposite. And definitely called never things good. And I'm laughing now because it's just crazy. But my mom did the best that she can, and I didn't have my dad, so my mom did the best that she can. Like, she made sure that she tried to make everything safe for us, that she tried to do her best. And I love my mother, and I praise her for that, because she really did the best that she can, and she did great, because I'm still here today, and I still have a good mind, right? And that's because of God. Also my mom. Growing up by people who were supposed to protect me, meaning like family and things like that, I never was protective. Anything, I was bullied. And they loved having favorites, and I was never bullied. And I would have to like dim my light, or I would have to be very like basically when my mom would leave, people would act extremely different. They would be extremely different. And when my mom would come, people would be extremely different, meaning they wouldn't do the things that they would do when my mom was there. And I would tell my mom, and that would make people in my family even more angry. And even to this day, they think that that's funny. Oh, Kayla was going to tell her mom everything. I sure am. Because if it's not good what you're doing, right, to other people's kids and to me, I should tell an adult, right? Because if I speak up, I'm gonna get verbally or mentally or physically abused and treated differently in front of all of my cousins. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna tell my mom, because you respect my mom. And my mom told me to stop saying stuff, just let her know. So I did. And she would do the best that she can and make sure she handled it. But my mom is a very good person, so she would not try to end it in anything that wasn't the right way, you know. And I used to be like, I used to be like, no, mom, like, they said this. All right, Kayla, let them have it. What? Let them have it? You know, things like that. And I was like, they did this. And she was like, let them have it. You can't. She's like, you gotta answer for God. She used to tell me, you gotta answer. And I used to try to speak up. And they would tell my mom, oh, she spoke up. She said this and that. And that's disrespectful. My mom would be like, and what did you do? Like, what did you do for this to happen or something like that? And my mom would sit there and she would tell me, apologize. I'd be like, why am I apologizing? They did something that was not kind, right? And I was like, why am I apologizing? And I was like, I apologize. She said, because I raised you to be respectful. She said, you be respectful regardless. These are still adults, be respectful. And when I was younger, I didn't understand. But now that I'm older, I do understand. Because she used to tell me, they're going to have to answer to God for that. And she said, you're going to have to answer to God as well. And you don't want to answer to, you want to make sure when God comes to you, he's not coming to you with that, you know. And she said, you're supposed to honor your elders and be respectful and things like that. She said, I don't raise disrespectful kids. And she would discipline me in front of the adults. And even though it made me even more mad because they would feel like they won, they didn't. They never did, because you look a mess. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, you look a mess. That's not cute. That's just not. And still to this day, like, I was a child back then, but now I get to pick and I get to choose who I want to be around. I get to pick and I get to choose who my kids be around. I am in control, and I'm not a kid anymore. So now I don't be around too much of that, and I don't have to be around too much of that. As I got older, I realized that I want to make sure people never feel the way that I feel. So that's what made me start getting into YouTube. I want to help women to not feel alone, because I always felt alone. I was always the one counted out. Y'all, like, people would, like, in my, like, not just in my family, just in life, like, I would be like, when people would do certain things, I'd be like, dang, why can't I just look at it like that? Why do I have to look at it the way I'm looking at it? Why can't I just feel the way that everybody else feel about the situation? Why can't I be okay with it? Can it just be normal to me like it's normal to them? And why do I always have to be counted out, bullied, like, felt unloved? I have to feel like that. Why do this have to be like that? I never understood it. Like, so that's how I felt. And then I realized, like, this is not okay. This is not okay. So it made me realize I want to help women one day. Like, when I was younger, I used to say I want to have my own business, and I also want to be a therapist. That's what I said. And I meant special place for you. You may not know where, you may not know how, but God has a special place for people who are counted out. Like David. David was not even invited to the lineup. When the prophet came, he was counted out. He was overlooked, but he still was chosen. David was still chosen. David still got chosen. And that's how we have to view ourselves. People who are counted out, people who are what they would say, I don't really use that term, but when they would say, like, lost sheep and things like, I'm not the lost sheep, I mean the black sheep of the family or things like that, you're meant to be out. You're not meant to be there, and that's okay. And I know it feels alone. I know it feels sad, right? Because you're not like everybody else, and you think that that's a curse, or you think that that's the worst thing in the world, but it's not. God has his hands on you, and he knows what he's doing. That's why he's going to keep pulling you back every time you try to get there. And like my mom, when she moved me to, my mom moved us way down south, right? So let me get into my testimony now. So my mom moved us way down south, and up here I did not have a very good reputation, meaning that in school I would fight a lot. I would fight again because I was angry. It would be girls coming from, so I'm originally, the school that I went to is on the west side, so it would be girls coming from the east side to fight me because my name was known for fighting, and they wanted to fight the person who was known for fighting. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't even go to Toby Farms. I never been to Toby Farms. I never been to none of the little schools around here, and I'm in elementary at this point. Why are you coming away from the other side of town, right, to fight me? And I don't even go to your school. How do you know me? I don't know you. Why are you trying to fight me, right? And I was known, and I didn't even know that. Like, my cousins would go to one of the schools, and they would tell me that I was being talked about and things like that, and I hated it because it was never good, and it was always drama. Like a girl, when they would come to my house, which was not okay, by the way. Like, why are you pulling up to my crib? That's dirty. That's dirty people activity. But she pulled up to my crib just to fight me, and because I did not know what else to do, I fought her, and in the alleyway, like we were hood rats or something. And I stood down to the level because I was so used to fighting anyway, right? So I fought the girl, and I didn't even know the girl. Still to this day, I don't know her, y'all. Like, I don't even know who she is, but because of my reputation, she can't fight me. And I just was so confused. Like, anyway, but I fought her, and that was not the only girl that came to my crib to fight me because she knew me and she went to a whole nother school. And I'm like, why? How did I offend you? Where did we go wrong at? And yeah, so that was crazy. And that's how my reputation was up here. So my mom moved us. She moved us to a whole nother city. She moved us to a whole nother state, which was Tallahassee, Florida. And when she moved us, at first I was heartbroken because of people I was leaving up here and the life that I thought I had, and I thought that people cared about me, and they really didn't. They only liked the fact that I was drama, it wasn't really that I was a drama. It was more like the fighting, I would protect people in school. I would fight for people in school. I would not take nobody bull crap. I was very quick and God makes it clear, be slow to speak. Be slow to anger. Do not be so quick to be angered. And it's like, I felt like a puppet. Like, I felt like I was a dancing puppet. And it's like, every time I fight, yeah, get her. And I'm just a dancing puppet for y'all. And it's all fun and games. And it wasn't. Like, I hated it. Like, so my mom moved me way down south because I was being bad, right? So I was 11 at this time. I was like 12 actually. I was 12 years old at this time. And I was very upset at first. But then I realized this is my chance to start over. This is my chance to be somebody new. So I thought. Even across states, God made sure that I still stayed in my place. Like, he did not want me to ever feel included because he wanted me to make sure that I do my purpose. So I never felt included. Like, I was never alone. Like, I had friends, but it was like I always was counted out. Like, somebody always was counting me out, like putting me in a box, or I always felt put in a, like, I'm just like, bro, like, I'm just here. I'm just trying to live. You feel me? But anyway, so she moved us and things like that. So I'm in middle school, and so I'm from up north, and I do have an accent, and I do have a different way of dressing, because if you go down south, it was just a little different from the way that I was. And I had an accent, a very deep accent at this time. So when I would talk in class, it would draw a lot of attention. So one of the it girls in class, she thought that she can, because she wanted to let me know that she ran the class. So she would ask me for gum. She would ask me for gum, for candy and snacks and stuff. Mind you, that was my breakfast. Not gum was my breakfast, but snacks was my breakfast. And she would expect me every day to give her some. So then at first I was being kind, but then I realized, yo, you're trying to bump me. So it was just like, no, I don't have to give you no snacks if I don't want to. And I said no to her. And then after I said no, I pulled out my snacks, because I don't have to give you anything if I don't want to. That's how I felt. And then, so she sat there and she got mad. And after that, she gave me hell at school, at Cobb Middle School. Every time she see me, like, she would do little things, she would say little things, she would make little faces, and I'm just like, that's sad. She used to have girls bump me. She never did it herself, but she would definitely have girls bump me, and I would just like, that's fine, because I made a vow to myself. This is my chance to change. I will not fight. I will not fight here. I don't care. I'm not going to fight. I'm going to let you have it. And the reason why I'm going to let you have it, because I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do, but I want to change so bad. I want to be just normal, right? So I'm allowing people to just do whatever. And it wasn't the first girl. That was not the second girl that bumped me. It was a few girls that bumped me that I just allowed to bump me. And it was because I just know what I bring. I know what I can do. And I know that I have to prove myself. And so after that, I can take that, right? So then I was dating somebody, and the ex of the person I was dating that was mad that she couldn't have the person I was dating started going to my school. She started going to my school, and she started to make my life hell. She started to take my stuff off my desk, throw my stuff off my desk, just like provoking me. And at the time I wasn't thinking, oh, the devil or spirits. I'm thinking like, yo, this girl touching my stuff. It's a big no. I don't like that. But you feel me? Like, I had to follow my pride. At the time I didn't know these things. I just knew, like, Kayla, stay who you are. You said you're not gonna fight in school. You made a vow to yourself. So She throwing things off my desk. I walk in the room, everybody looking at me, waiting for me to do something. I said, no, I'm gonna walk right on out. I went to go tell the principal. Mind you, I've been telling the principal this whole time, everything, right? So after that, she was doing that. I'm ignoring her. I'm not, but one thing about when you ignore people, they will push the limits, right? And as long as I never felt in danger, it just when I seen the trouble coming, I would redirect myself. I would always move to the other side or something like that, because I'm trying not to, you know, be in trouble at this time. I'm trying to be a changed person, right? I'm trying to just fit in like everybody else. And so now there's 2 girls in the school that don't like me. Then there's this new girl that lives around the corner from where I live at, and she is in love with the person that I don't date no more, but she wants to be with that person. And she is giving me now she knows where I live at, so but she's bumping me, she's doing stuff, right? And mind you, there's only so much a person can take. But so one lovely morning, she sat there and she tried to fight me at the bus stop. And I'm like, bro, see, one thing people should know is that if a person don't want to fight you, listen, it's because either they really know what they're capable of, or they probably don't know how to fight. And I wouldn't be that person to be trying to test it out, you know? Because when I tell you that, like, I'm not even about to say that crazy. Anyway, so she did whatever she did, and she bumped me and stuff like that on the bus. So I'm like, nah. My brother holding me back. I said, no, let me. I'm about to show her what a up north butt whooping feel like. Like, I'm not playing. Like, I'm being very censored right now, but it was not that type of vibe with me after that. So once I got on the bus, I ended up calming down, because I didn't realize, like, Kayla, you made a promise to yourself. You're not gonna fight at school. You're gonna be a changed person. You're not gonna let your past direct your future. I get to school, I see them talking on the bus, because mind you, the girl that don't like me because she thinks she's it at school, she's talking to the new girl that's not even from this state, about how, you know, they talking on the bus. So I'm like, alright, they about to try some stuff. It really is. Like, today is about to be that day, right? I already know that. So they about to, like, you know, come together. And then I found out that the day before that, like a few days before that, whatever, I found out that the girl of my ex, or whatever, that she, like her, the ex, whatever girl, she and the girl who think they never liked each other. Like, my friends told me they didn't like each other. Like, they used to beef from different schools. Like, before she came to this school, she used to beef with her. And I'm like, so why and then they became cool because they don't like me. They don't like me. I'm from a whole nother state. I don't even know y'all. I don't care about this, bro. So, like, why y'all beefing with me? Like, it was just crazy. I brought y'all together. It was given enemy of my friend is my friend, or enemy or something like that, the saying. So then now there's the new girl that don't like me. There's the girl that's from the school that don't like me, and there's the ex that don't like me. Mind you, I'm not even with this person no more. Y'all can have the person, and I barely talk in school. So what's your issue? Anyway, so I get off the bus, and the girls on the bus, they got out first. Some told me to stay back. Stay like, wait 1 second. My brother, he was making sure I was straight too. So these girls, I get off the bus, they all start gathering in that little group, right? And I'm like, alright, that's weird. So then, mind you, because I peep everything, right? So then the other girl, who was the ex that we used to take stuff off my desk, she came and she had a pile of girls with her. So I'm like, oh my god. And they about to jump me. And it's so many girls. Like, it was so many girls. And I didn't even know them. Like, I did not know them. I don't know them still to this day, and I don't care. I don't care. But it's like, why are y'all all trying to jump me? Like, I just don't understand. Like, and I was just like, you know what? Now it's time to fight. Because I ain't going to be. I'm not about to listen, from up north, they will record you, put you somewhere, and you will be known as the person who got, you feel me? And up north, people don't let stuff go. You gonna be known for a while. Down here, I don't know y'all policies and how y'all do things, but I won't be recorded, and I won't be stamped on nobody, nothing. Like, I won't know. Y'all won't be, no. So it's time to fight. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to fight. And this is because I literally have no choice, right? So the girl, so they started piling up, and they yelling at me and stuff like that. I'm not saying nothing. I'm like, touch me. I want one of y'all to touch me. I said, I want one of y'all to touch me. And that's it. That's all I said. And I'm like this. And then, mind you, because at first they down on the steps. Because I went up the steps. It's a park that's like some steps or something like that. I went up the steps or whatever. And they was down on the steps. And then this lady, she was directing the bus. I think she was like the principal. She was so cool, bro. She protected me from all these girls. And she got right in the middle. And she made sure none of them touched me. That was God. Because the anger that these girls had was nothing but evil. Because y'all don't know me. You feel me? And I'm just like, I'm looking at all these girls. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with y'all? Like, what is wrong with y'all? So then, they was getting close. Like, and the teacher was trying to protect me or whatever. And I just know, I was ready. I was like, no. And she said to me, it's okay. Everything's okay. Like, I got you or something like that. I'm not listening to none of this. So then two of my friends, they came next to me and they said, oh, we got your back. Like, and I'm like, I don't know if, in my head, I'm like, dang, I can't put them in trouble. Like, people always try to make it seem like I'll be the one putting people in trouble and stuff like that. I was like, and he was like, we got your back, like, we got you and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't want to put nobody in this mess because I don't even want to be in this mess. And I don't even know why I'm in this mess. Like, it's just crazy. Like, so then some girl got close and she swung and I swung. But I swung and I hit the teacher, the lady that was protecting me. And y'all, when I did it, I said, I'm sorry. And she said, don't worry about it. She said, you are not the problem. She said, it's not you. And I'm just so hurt because I don't hit adults. My mom raised me different. Like I told y'all, she instilled that in me since the beginning. Like, my family treated me like that was all my life, all the way up until I moved to out of the state. So every time I would even try to defend myself, my mom would tell me, no, apologize for that, because you have to be quiet, you have to be able to hold your tongue, you have to be able to be better. And then my mom would try to make sure that she make it clear to them, you know. But my mom would always tell me to apologize, be quiet, even when I knew I was right. So, you know, she didn't really play too much disrespecting an adult. She raised me right. And so when that happened, I beat myself up for it for a while, like a long time. And she was telling me like, no, it's not you and stuff. And I was just like, bro, like, I was just so annoyed and stressed. So then, yeah, you feel me? So I'm still like, in the midst, I was ready. Like in the midst, I'm like, bro, I don't care. If somebody touched me, it's gonna be something. But I didn't know that there was security guards surrounding me. And the lady was holding the girl's back. And I was highly protected. And I never got touched. And there was a lot of girls. And I never got touched. And that was God protecting me, you know? And it's like, you gotta thank the Lord, because that could have ended really crazy for them, because I'm coming back. You feel me? I'm not one of the people that come back with weapons and think, I come back with my hands and I kick me my one. Everybody kicked me my one. Like, I'm not playing out. You feel me? That's how I was right then. Like, oh yeah, like I'm pulling up to your 50. Yeah, y'all gonna get this. You feel me? This is a whole different vibe. Like, you feel me? So God really protected them that time and stuff like that. God really protected me that day, and I thank the Lord for that. But then I went into the principal office again, and he said, you're the problem. He told me, he said, you're the problem. And since you came to my school, I had all these problems. And I'm like, sir, I don't even talk. Like, I don't talk. I barely talk, and I barely associate with any of your kids. Like, I'm confused. How am I the problem? Oh, I seen your... He was like, I could see how many times you got suspended. You're the problem. And after that, I started skipping school, because it was like, okay, I'm the issue again. I need to get out of here. Like, I just started skipping school. But this, like, what's the point? Like, what's the point of being somewhere when you're unwanted? You feel me? Unwanted, and you did nothing wrong. You know, what's the point of being here if you're unwanted. Like, and it's like I try so hard to change and I'm still the problem, you know? I felt unseen. I was never the favorite. I was misunderstood and labeled as difficult. Even though I was all of that and some, I'm still here. I'm still standing. And I can't control what people say about me. I can't control what people think about me. But I can control what I speak into myself, what I say into myself, what I do with myself. And I don't accept those things anymore. I learned that I am worth more than gold, that I had a man lay down his life for me and tell me that I was brought with a high price and that I am loved. I've been loved before I was even thought of. That is what I think about. That is what drives me. That is what keeps me centered. Every time somebody tried to take me out of my element, oh, you're a tomboy. No, I'm not. I'm soft. I am softer than cotton. I am softer than soft. And I'm not strong. I don't have to be because I have, I'm strong, but I don't have to be masculine, angry, bitter. God's gonna handle it. And he has. He always has. He's never ever left me alone, y'all. Never did. I mean, when I say that people try to break me since I was 1, people tried to break me all my life. People tried to break me all my life, and it never happened because God always comforted me. The Holy Spirit always was there to comfort me. And even now, I have a community, and it's gonna expand of women that I help with confidence, women that I speak life into, women that I teach to love themselves, women that felt counted out. You're not counted out, you know. And on my 19th birthday, I did a modesty class, and I taught young women on how to love themselves, how they don't have to show their body to get recognized, how God already sees them and loves them, that it's okay to cover up, that it's okay to love yourself more than what people expect of you. And now I'm building a community of women who loves themselves, who we're going to speak life into each other. And that is what I'm here for. That is my purpose. And it's like, I'm so grateful that I never let that break me. And I do not want you, the whole point of this is because I don't want you to let life, your past, break you. I used to lie to the point that I didn't even know what the truth was anymore in my head. I thought that the lie was the truth, and it wasn't. It was to the point I made up stories in my head that was not true. I used to fight. You feel me? Like, I was very angry, and I let people take my voice. This is serious. Like, I really need you guys to know it does not matter your past. It does not matter what you did before. It matters what you do today. It matters if you walk with God. That's what matters. It does not matter what people say about you. Don't be afraid to change. Do not be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be stuck like them. Don't be stuck like them. Move on in life. Grow. Learn from your mistakes and move on. You know, and I'm so glad and so thankful, and I'm still learning as well. And that's why I love modesty, because modesty is not just clothes. It's your attitude, it's your spirit, it's the way you treat others and love on others. That's what modesty is, and that's why I love modesty. That's why I'm a big advocate for modesty, and I go hard for modesty, and I go hard for women, because it's not okay. It's not okay. Mentally abused, physically abused, emotionally abused, all the abuse. I've been there. I was there, and that's not me no more, and I don't accept those things no more. Whenever someone tries to speak down on me, that's not me. You feel me? I'm blessed, highly covered, and favored. Like, I have no worries. You feel me? Like, and it's just, and I told that story, and that's not even all of it. That's not even half of it. You feel me? Sexually abused, like, that's not even half of it. And it's like, I told that story because not to just talk. I told it because I want women to know that your past does not define who you are today, that you can change, and that you are loved, You are so loved. And that true love comes from God. God loves you. He made you for a reason. And yes, you were counted out. And you're going to consistently be counted out. I'm sorry, that's just how it goes. Because you are chosen. You know, you are chosen for something better. You are chosen for something greater than that. The thing that you're chasing. I remember when my family called, I was so happy. I'm all the way down top. I'm like, they called, they want to talk to me. Hi. Oh, Kayla, remember when you used to have them stealing? Remember that was you? That was you that used to be doing this? They used to come to my house. They used to want to be stealing. I didn't even want to steal. When we would go to the store, I wouldn't even grab anything. They would steal, and that's not me trying to blame anybody, but I literally said, y'all need to take accountability for your actions. Like, that's not, I said, y'all trying to say it was me? Y'all would be happy to come to my house to come steal, and go to stores and stuff. But it was just like, I was so happy to talk to people that did not love me, that did not care about me, that didn't see the change in me. No matter how much I changed, even till this day, I am still the same person to them, and that's okay. But God sees you. God knows you. He knows your worth, and it's like, it's okay. So at this time, I finally got to meet my dad, really have a relationship with my father. And my dad, he lied to me, which broke my heart and gave me more trust issues than I needed. So he told me that he would help my mom at this time with buying us clothes for school, and he never showed up. And we waited all day that day. When I tell you we waited all day, we waited until it was nighttime. And my mom, she gets up early and make things happen. So we were shopping all day, and he never came. It was time to pay for everything. I said, Mom, just wait for my dad. He said he's gonna come. And he never showed up. And my mom, she never said anything to me. She knew he wasn't coming. And he never said the whole time. I wasn't really even shopping for clothes. I was waiting on my dad. He said he was coming. He said he coming. He phoned me. He said he coming. It's cool. He said he coming. So I was excited to have my dad there buying school clothes, and then also, for him to help my mom out, And I was just I was just happy. And he never showed up, and my mom never said anything. She's that's a good woman, because she could have just said, he ain't coming, and she never did that. She let me see for myself. And she waited. We all waited in the store, and it was about to close, y'all. And I cried. And I said, Mom, I left my dad a voice message. I said, bro, if you was to pass away, I don't care. I wouldn't care. And he told my whole family that. So on my side, so not only did my family on my mom's side from up north, they didn't like me because of who my mom was, or just because of me. And because they wanted certain favorites and people who they thought was prettier, and just crazy stuff like that. And not only did that happen, but also now my dad's side of the family don't like me because my dad just lied to them, and he didn't tell them the whole story. And then it's when I would talk to my aunts and my uncles on that side, they will only view me as bad. And it was literally because he didn't tell them the whole story when I was when I was young, and that broke my heart. It broke my heart, because not only did you lie to me and play me, because I hate liars. And before that, what even made us even get to that point, because I didn't even want a relationship with my dad, because I didn't want to be open, right? Because remember, I had walls up. He sat there and he got on his knees in front of all my friends and said, what can I do to make you trust me, or to make you know let you know that I got you? I said, Dad, just show up tomorrow, help my mom. I said, please get up. One. I said, can you just show up tomorrow and help my mom? I said, that's how I can trust you. And God made sure he broke my heart. Not God made sure he broke my heart. He broke my heart that day and lied to me. And then lied to my whole family. She's the issue. I'm a good dad. And my whole family said, how could you say that? And then after that, they didn't like me. I didn't care, because I'm used to being unliked anyway, for no reason anyway. So it's who cares? So then my father, he never apologized for that. I think years later he did, but once I confronted him about it, I said, how could you do that? How could you not only break my heart, but make sure that your family didn't find out. So instead, you made me seem like I was the bad guy because you couldn't show up and be a man that day. And I said that to my dad once I got 18 and older, and I was old enough to understand that that wasn't cool and what it was. And I'm in the kitchen talking to him because he came up here. We moved back up there recently. Like, eventually we ended up moving back up here. And I said that to him, and he just stared at me. And he never apologized to me at that time. I don't know if he did. I don't know if he ever did, because I end up giving it to God. I cried in front of my cousin. She said, Kayla, I never seen you cry before. And this cousin is a cousin who was always there when my family was doing me wrong, and she would say the same, right? And she would be like, that's not, but because she was favored and because she was, well, like, they loved her, it was okay for her to say those things. And she said it to me. She said, and she was really cool. And even as I got older now, my family would literally sit there and they'd be like, oh, Kayla, you only cool with these people, right? You beef with everybody else. And I'm like, so that's why I pick and choose who I be around. I'm like, I used to be like, no, I'm cool with everybody. I love everybody. Why can't I just love everybody? Why do I have to be counted out? Why do I have to be beefing with somebody? You feel me? And it's just sad because I don't beef. I'm too pretty for that. I don't beef. I'm too loved for that. I don't beef. I got money to get. Like, I got goals to chase, things to do. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. Like, I don't beef. I don't need to beef with a soul. That's God's job. Like, so it's like, it was just crazy to me. Like, it was just like, so my dad, that was another thing that really, really tried to break me, and it didn't. It didn't, because even though I was never picked, even though I always felt unloved, even though that you were hurt, okay, accept that, okay? It's okay that you was hurt, but you're not broken. You're never too broken that God can't fix you. You're never too broken that God can't bring you back, put you back, put your crown back on, and tell you to pick up your cross and continue to walk, keep going. Don't let this define you. Yo, when I tell y'all, I am so proud, and I'm so happy that I can stand here and say that I have a my mindset should not be what it is today. My heart should not be what it is today, but it is, and it's all the glory to God. So ladies, that's it for this video, and I really pray and I really hope that this helps some women in their lives to know that you are loved, and that people around you do not define you. Your past does not define you. The things that you did yesterday does not define you, and it's okay to change. It's time to change. It's okay. Do not let your sins be your identity. Do not accept them as your identity anymore. Rebuke them, turn around, and just keep going. Let that stuff go, right? Do not bring childhood trauma into as you grow. You overcame that. You are stronger than that. I'm telling you, you are stronger than that. God already made it clear that you were stronger than that. I say all of this to say, I hope that this helps, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Let me know down below what's your testimony, and don't forget, you are loved, God loves you, and I love you.